What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing another LEGO DC Comics Superheroes 2014 review on the Batman the Joker Steamroller, and the set number for this one is 76013. The recommended ages are 7 through 14, and it has a piece count of 486, and this one will be retailing, or is retailing, for $49.99. And yeah, so if you aren't already aware, this set is available now at Walmart's and LEGO stores and Toys R Us's, and I believe Target's as well. Haven't really seen anyone get this in Target yet, but this set is starting to show up everywhere, so it is definitely pretty, accessible now to the general public, which is a good thing. And yeah, this set is really exciting for me and a lot of you because we do have the debut of Batgirl and the first ever Damian Wayne, so super exciting set, not only for the minifigures, but the Joker Steamroller and the Batwing. While this Batwing is a little odd, it is still a really fantastic set overall. So let's go ahead and start off with all these awesome minifigures, and then we'll proceed to the actual set. Okay, so I think we've all seen the black suit Batman enough to where I don't think I need to start off with him, but instead we're going to start off with the most anticipated minifigure of this set, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. And this minifigure is fantastic and has been long awaited in the Batman lineup of sets since 2006 when they started the whole LEGO Batman theme. So it's about time that we're finally getting a Batgirl minifigure, and the LEGO group here, they have done a brilliant job with portraying her, and I really don't have any complaints here. The torso is absolutely fantastic, and you can see with all the different purple lining, it's just really detailed and really, reminiscent to Batgirl's torso, and the utility belt looks great, and the actual bat symbol on her chest also looking phenomenal, not to mention the newly molded cowl and hair. Now, unlike Flash, she does not suffer from the whole rubber type material used to make it. It is actual full ABS plastic, and there is nothing cheap or rubbery about it. It is full ABS, and that's really great to see, as this newly molded cowl is absolutely fantastic. And you can see she actually has sort of an overmold where her hair extends down beyond her cowl accurately, enough to Batgirl, and it looks really fantastic. But I mean, you would almost expect the LEGO group to use rubber for this and then ABS for Flash, because Flash has a helmet, and you don't really need the rubber for Flash's helmet, but you'd almost expect the LEGO group to want to go with rubber for this, because unfortunately, even as nice as ABS is, you cannot turn her cowl or this entire piece really at all. But honestly, I'm willing to sacrifice that if the LEGO group gives us nice high quality ABS plastic, so I'm perfectly okay with that. But yeah, so removing her cowl here, you can see we do get a good look at her head, and her head is fantastic, and unlike figures like Black Widow and Lois Lane, this superheroine is really great because the face really is spot on to Barbara Gordon. I definitely couldn't ask for more with that, not to mention the alternative facial expression, which is a much more aggressive facial expression words, so that looks really nice as well. So yeah, then you'll also notice she does come with a standard Batwing, or Batarang, so that's really nice, and she has gold hands, which is a nice change, and looking great, definitely consistent with the rest of the figure, not to mention the cape. Her cape is a more purplish pinkish color, and I think that's the first time we have seen Batman's cape in an alternative color aside from black, so that's definitely pretty awesome and very unique to the minifigure. So I mean, overall, no complaints with this minifigure. I think the LEGO group did a fantastic job on it, couldn't ask for more. And here's a quick look at the back of her torso, and yeah, so that's pretty much it for Batgirl. And Damian Wayne, I mean, this is another super highly anticipated minifigure, and him and Batgirl are the reasons you're going to get this set, if you ask me. And there are two reasons I honestly wanted this set, because these two minifigures are fantastic, and super glad to finally see the debut of Damian Wayne, as he's a super iconic character in the comics. And one problem though, and it's with his face. While I really do like this minifigure a lot, I don't think the short legs look right. I mean, yeah, he's 10 years old, but I mean, still, his face does look a little bit more adult than the minifigure, than his legs make him seem. So I mean, say we go ahead and we just, take these short stubby legs off if they are willing to cooperate, and take some, a normal pair of black legs and put those on. It's almost like it looks better now that he has normal legs. So it's just really strange. Now, I mean, clearly you don't, get these black legs for Damian Wayne. I mean, you can go ahead and give, Batgirl the short legs and make her short, but I mean, for the most part, this is what you get with Damian Wayne, and I mean, it's still really not that big of an issue, as this is a newly printed Robin head, and honestly, if you ask me, it's the best Robin head we've ever received. I absolutely love it, and the aggressive facial expression looks really nice. It's just, it does look a little bit older than it should, and looks more reminiscent of the Dick Grayson Robin, if you ask ask me. But then his alternative facial expression, as you can see here, also looking great. This is a more, frightened and intimidated look, so that's pretty nice as well. Really great to see that, and a nice variety between the two heads. And then he does have his signature staff. His staff is just a basic Lego rod. We've all seen this piece before, so it's nothing really new, but still nice to get it with him as an accessory. But removing it for right now, you'll see that he does have the standard hairpiece, and I don't know how many times Lego Group can reuse this hairpiece, but it is still appropriate, as I wouldn't use any other hairpiece for Damian Wayne. And then we do get the short version of the cape, which is really nice in yellow, which looks great. It's just, I think that's the first time we've actually seen this cape, or a yellow cape, in this short variant, so that's pretty cool. But then his torso, the torso is fantastic with the standard R for Robin, and you have his little build there right beneath that, not to mention you have his utility belt, all looking awesome. And then if we go ahead and flip the cape around, you'll see that he does have some back printing with the continuation of his utility belt, but nothing too insane. And he has some black arms, green hands, and like I already pointed out, these stubby black legs. So I mean, for the most part, I really do like this, and I think it's great that they finally included Damian Wayne in a set. It's just, the head looks a little bit more adult than it should, but still really fantastic minifigure, and super fond of it. This is, of course, the Joker Steamroller, so how can you go without the Joker himself? And this is a new variant of the Joker, and I could be mistaken, but it's almost like the Lego Group based this off of Jack Nicholson's portrayal of the Joker. I could be mistaken, but the fedora just kind of reminds me of that Joker. And this is a purple fedora, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we have received a fedora in purple, so that's really fantastic. Same Joker head, but still really nice to see it once more. And his torso is actually new, with a slightly new variant to it. I mean, it's really nothing insane. It's pretty reminiscent to that of his previous torso, but just with some minor updates. You got the green bow tie and the rest of it, so really nice torso, and a nice update to that. And then he does have a little bit of back printing, but barely any at all. So if we take a look at his gun here, you have the signature bang gun. How could you go without it? It's just, we've all seen it before. It is what it is, and you can see these are actually stickers. That's unfortunately not printed. I can't wait until Lego starts printing that piece, because you have to put a sticker on both the front and back of his signature bang gun. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Joker, though. Really nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and use his torso and legs to make my Iron Man disco suit that I showed on my extra channel. The Joker's Goon is a completely unique minifigure and exclusive to this set. He does not appear in any others, and he is an entirely new minifigure. Very simple, however, but definitely effective for this set, as he is the one who operates the Steamroller for the Joker. And you'll notice that he does have a newly printed torso, just sort of like a sort of construction worker's vest, along with some nice pouches and some pretty nice detailing to it. And with a little bit of back printing, you can see this one's actually pretty cool, because it says the Joker of Struction. Okay, hold up. When I record my reviews, the minifigures are actually still a pretty decent distance away from me, so I didn't actually see the D and E right above the crossed out CON for destruction, and therefore, for the rest of this little snippet of the video, I call it struction instead of destruction. So I apologize for that. It doesn't actually say construction, it just says the Joker of Struction. So it's got the you can see the C, O, and N all crossed out there, and it's pretty cool. I definitely love the back of the minifigure. Easily makes the minifigure for me. And not to mention, you have his newly printed head. If we go ahead and remove his construction worker helmet, you can see that in all of its glory. Pretty nice. The white sort of makeup, and I love how the Lego Group made the sort of white printing uneven to make it look like it was just thrown on there as quick makeup. Really effective minifigure. Definitely, absolutely love this Joker Goon, and he does include a crowbar with some standard purple legs, so there he is. And putting the man himself at the last, we have Batman. We've all seen this Batman, though. I mean, there's nothing new here. Same torso, same cowl, same head. You have the same alternative facial expression, which is the more cocky and arrogant sort of look. And then you do have some back printing. I mean, it's the same Batman. We've all seen him in previous sets plenty. And we've all seen him in the Lego Movie, too. He has a standard Batarang. So, I mean, nothing really new with Batman. But, hey, it's great to see him again. Okay, so now that we have all 5 of the minifigures out of the way, we're going to go ahead and take the box and move it aside for just a quick moment alongside the minifigures themselves, and to get a look at the Batwing to start off. And the Batwing, while I think it's really cool, I'm not sure if this was actually a Batwing in the comics or any sort of TV series, but I mean, it is still pretty cool regardless of whether it appeared in any sort of, comic or TV series, but there is one problem with this, and that feature, the problem is this feature here being when you go ahead and, this little area right here, these little Technic pieces, you just go ahead and push them in, and practically what happens is, or actually you pull it out rather, not push them in, and you pull it out and the wings fold in just like so. And according to LEGO, this is like some sort of attack mode or something of the sort, but it's kind of weird because it's just strange looking when you have it like this. And honestly, I feel like the wings should have folded the opposite way, toward the back would probably look more appropriate. This is just really weird looking. I mean, it's not that bad, it's just strange. And there's something else that's really odd about it, is when Batman's in the cockpit here, let's hope he doesn't accidentally fire the missiles when he's in this, this position for the Batwing, because the missiles are pointed at each other, and it does look kind of funny. So definitely very strange design choice on the LEGO Group's part, but still really nice regardless. And this thing does have one sticker and one sticker only, and that sticker being the bat symbol right there on the hood of the vehicle. So pretty nice. And you have the engines on both sides. Nice to see those pieces. Plenty of yellows and transparent yellow bricks here. Then there's the underside of it when it's in this position. But yeah, so now practically pushing this in to undo that whole position, we have what it looks like underneath in its normal position. So it is pretty cool. And then you do have, like I pointed them out already, you do have 2 flick fire missiles on both wings. So that's pretty nice. Now testing them out, we'll go ahead and put the Joker here, see if these missiles work decently enough, and let's try it out. Oh, no. Here we go. Again. Yay, success! For the first time in, like, how many reviews have I done since a flick fire missile actually worked? Hey, at least it worked. But anyway, moving on to the cockpit here, you'll notice that the cockpit, when it opens up, you do have a pretty spacious area inside for Batman, but the number one problem, of course, you guys all know it, when you take minifigures and you seat them inside their vehicles, when they have capes such as Batman, the cape does get a little bit folded and creased, so, it's been an existing problem with LEGO since, I mean, any of us can remember. So yeah, Batman fits in pretty nicely for the most part, but then you have this as a control panel piece. And honestly, how many times we've seen this piece? I think it's been just way too many times. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Batwing itself. I mean, other than that, you do have the actual, like, sort of Batwing on the back of it, so that's pretty cool. And then some transparent red pieces here and some really nice detailing, and overall a great design. It's just really strange how this works, and just really, really odd. But for the most part, a pretty nice design for the Batwing. But moving the Batwing aside for a moment here, we're going to take a look at the Joker's Steamroller itself. And this thing is actually really cool. I mean, I really do appreciate the design behind this. It's honestly, out of all of the vehicles that we've received for the Joker, this one probably has to be my favorite. And there really aren't any, huge problems with it. It's a really cool looking vehicle. But yeah, so you'll notice here we do have the purple wheels on the back here, and they're really nice. And they have the purple printed spiral pieces, the disc pieces that are acting as the rims for these big giant purple tires. So that's really awesome. Really do like that. And it just really looks like the whole theme of the Joker was captured really nicely with this. And then you have you have sort of like a simulated look of like eyes, which are practically obviously just lights here attached to the sides, but they do act as the eyes for this giant mouth here, which is pretty cool, and the big red lips and the nice intimidating teeth using some cylinders and studs. So really cool design. Absolutely love the factor of it having sort of a face. But yeah, so then you have these, and these are practically like laugh gas bombs, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the LEGO Group listed them as something of the sort. But if you take off the nose here, you'll see we do have a pretty nice printed face for each one. So really nice face printed onto these dome pieces. So yeah. Now the problem here is they're not really, they're kind of like flick fire missiles, but then again, not really. They're not. They're just some Technic rods attached to the back of these cylinders, and then they're just thrown into this little post on each side. So I mean, while it is pretty cool, it's a pretty effective playability feature, but it's kind of hard because you can't really tilt the missiles like this without them kind of falling out when like in this angle. They're really meant to be pointed upwards, but if we go ahead and take, I guess, Batgirl, for instance, and try to point these at her, I guess it works for the most part. So I guess, yeah, it is pretty effective. It's just the only problem with it is the fact that you can't really point them down, or else they'll just you know, slide right out. So I mean, that's a really minor problem though. So really great playability feature for the most part, and just getting Batgirl back there out of the picture here. You'll notice we have the top of the vehicle with some caution lights attached to it, which look very nice, and those are attached to some jumper plates, so that's pretty cool. Is that what you call those pieces? I think I just totally named these pieces wrong. I forgot what these are called. I am horrible with the names of actual Lego pieces. But anyway, so you have the cabin here, and the cabin has a pretty nice, spacious area to seat both minifigures. You can go ahead and take Joker, and you can have him standing out of the side right here. If he'll cooperate and just fit in. It's funny because when I wasn't recording this review, he was fitting in there absolutely no problem. But trying again here, come on. I guess that'll work. You can see he can be attached to the side with his, you know, his signature bang gun hanging out of the side. And then we can go ahead and take his goon, and then he can be driving with the steering wheel here. It's not really a decked out sort of cabin, or, you know, cockpit area, if you will, because it's only got a steering wheel, but still pretty awesome regardless of the lack of you know, detail. But yeah, and then you have the standard windshield piece, so really nothing exciting about that. You do have one right behind it as well, along with a pipe sticking out the back, along with some nice ventilation detail here, so really nice design. I mean, for the most part, like I said, this is like my favorite vehicle that we've seen for the Joker. And you'll also notice that we do have the actual Steamroller component itself, which is pretty nice. And clearly, as you can see, this thing is just not working with me, as it's not going back on. There we go. The Joker, now that he fell out, we can go ahead and use him as our example here, because these, you know, the actual steam rolling component used here with these really nice, you know, serrated tire pieces are just fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it works really nicely as a playability feature, and I didn't really get that in the frame, so let's try that again. And you can see it really does work as a effective playability feature. And you do have like sort of like ladders that the minifigures can, you know, use to climb up into the cabin, so really nice. And you have a, you know, like an available spot back here. I don't know, you can take Batgirl and then put Damian Wayne on the top here and have like a sort of like pursuit type thing. So I mean, this is a fantastic set. I mean, the only problems here with this set are some very minor problems, like what I pointed out with Damian Wayne looking a little bit older than he should, and, you know, just some very minor issues that are honestly overlookable for the most part, and definitely don't leave any room for you not to get this set, because for the most part it is fantastic, and I absolutely recommend this, as it's the best you know, superhero set the LEGO Group honestly has released in a while. So that's pretty much it for the Joker Steamroller, guys. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the box, instruction manual, comic book, and extra pieces, and we'll conclude the review. Actually, before we do all of that, I just want to mention here, I know you guys are going to kill me if I don't point it out, but the actual rollers here, they actually can rotate side to side just a little bit, and honestly, while it is cool, it makes it easier for the vehicle to turn left and right, is honestly, I don't really think it's necessary, but hey, I mean, it's there as a feature, so that's pretty cool. And this piece just decided to start hanging off. Let's just reattach that. And yeah, now something else I wanted to clarify actually before we move on to the box and everything else is this whole functionality, which I pointed out and kind of criticized a little bit. Apparently, you're supposed to take the Joker and his goon, and then Batman captures them by somehow grasping them with these wings. And honestly, that's ridiculous. I think that has to be the most moronic excuse for this entire functionality. I just don't think that is what you should use that for. I don't understand. But yeah, just still really strange. But for the most part, now we can go ahead and take a look at the instruction manual and everything else before we conclude this review. Now, this box is thick, and I don't know why, but this box is seriously thick. I honestly haven't seen a box this thick in a while, and I don't know why it's so thick. I mean, maybe to fit the actual roller pieces or something of the sort, but not even they're that big. It's just, The LEGO Group made this box unnecessarily thick, but I'm sure they have their reasons behind that. But then the back here, we have all the features that I just went over, and some pretty nice action shots here as well, some really crappy sound effects, and for the most part, you have the Joker sporting the actual size reference on the top, and nothing too special, but the box is just really thick for some reason. Now, for what this set is, it's actually a pretty lengthy build. I mean, the first booklet is like a 50-page build for the Steamroller, and then you have the second instruction manual, which is about, I'd say, 63 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Was I right? I was right. Exactly 63. So, I mean, it's a pretty lengthy build, as I mentioned, for what it is. By the way, there are no special advertisements with the second booklet. There really isn't anything at all, so just nothing special with the second one. But then, the first one here, there's a little bit to see in the back, but not a whole lot. You do have a advertisement for the LEGO Movie and the rest of the DC Comics superheroes lineup for early 2014. So, yeah, and then we have the parts list and pretty much everything else. So, I mean, for the most part, pretty basic instruction manuals. Just more lengthy than you'd expect. We've all seen this comic before, at least I hope you have. If you saw my previous 2 LEGO Batman reviews, you will have seen this comic already. And practically you have the Penguin who retrieved this certain gem, and then Batman's after it. And practically this is just like an entire chase for this whole like gem, and then it gets into the hands of Man-Bat. And by the way, just a good clear look at that, so you can pause that. And then we have the second page here, where we have Nightwing pursuing Man-Bat to acquire the gem, and then eventually Man-Bat, because of Batman, drops the gem, and then it ends up in the hands of the Riddler, and the Riddler doesn't even know he has it. And then eventually, when Flash does stop the Riddler, he notices that the little gem popped out of the Riddler's money bags. And then we have the Joker, who comes into the picture with his Steamroller toward the end here, and that is after the Riddler is defeated. And then eventually, at the end of it all, the Joker is stopped, the gem is retrieved, and this sort of like mini Justice League kind of saves the day. And yeah, so pretty basic comic, but hey, why not? Pretty cool regardless. And then I definitely love the action shots that we always do get with these comics, showing off all of the superheroes minifigures in the past year from the DC lineup, and same going for the Marvel comic books included with those sets. So I mean, really great. Absolutely love these sort of artworks for the back with all the minifigures. So yeah, pretty standard comic book, but nice to have it. We get a pretty fair amount of extra pieces with this set. We get an extra Batarang here, and we get some transparent yellow cheese slopes, red cheese slope, a couple of gray connectors, a black connector, a blue connector, some transparent green and red plates, and some pretty basic extra pieces, but hey, pretty cool.
Batman, are you sure you didn't build this wrong? Shouldn't the wings retract the other way?
No, this is way cooler. Check out all the firepower.
No, wait, Batman, the missiles are pointing at each other.
Alright guys, so that about does it for this review on what, if you ask me, is the best superhero set being released around this time. And I mean, that's just my opinion. I think the set is fantastic simply because of Damian Wayne and Batgirl. And aside from some very minor flaws, those flaws being how awkward it is when you take the Batwing and fold it into its secondary position, and then you have Damian Wayne who looks a little bit older than he should. But I mean, those are very minor and overlookable flaws, and definitely will not be a reason not to get this set. And for $49.99, go for it. Absolutely, this set is phenomenal, especially for that price point. And yeah, if you enjoyed this review or found it informative, be sure to leave this video a like below. A lot more recording and a lot more editing goes into these reviews than you might think. And now that we're in this condo until our house closes and we're able to move in, I've got my recording studio right next to my desk, which is over there. So it's really easy to record. Now I can keep a consistent rate of videos going, so I'm super happy about that. And if you are too, then your support is very much appreciated in that regard. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both of those are also in the description below, and there I post all kinds of behind the scenes photos and updates of what's to come and what I'm working on for the channel. And I mean, if you want to look at some Winter Soldier figures that are coming out, and an upcoming Iron Man suit, I'd definitely check that out, because those guys over there who, check out my social networks are treated to some stuff that you guys haven't seen over here on this channel, so I definitely recommend that if you'd like. But yeah, Joker Steamroller. We've only got one more set to review, the Penguin face-off, before we're done. for DC Comics, the superheroes lineup for 2014, and so many more sets and showcases to come, and I hope you guys will stick around for it all. Alright guys, that's it, and I'll catch you later. Alright, bye! What's going on, guys? It's Michael and GF, and today I'm going to be doing another LEGO gosh damn it. But the actual steam rolling component, the actual, you know, sort of, what would you call these? I don't even know what you'd call those. We get a pretty fair amount of extra pieces with mention the overall theme of the, what the f am I talking about? If you found it informative, be sure to leave this video like below, because the steamroller just totally screwed up my shot. And we have the recently deceased Damian Wayne. That's a spoiler. Gosh damn it.